And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and so much more. 80 show categories now with the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we all want to help you win in any marketplace, no matter what you're facing out there. You can reach out to us, and we're going to help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. It's 813-670-7372.
Here's my number, so call me baby.
813-670-7372. That is our consumer advocate hotline, 670-REQB. Don't forget our number. Bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you at consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors, all the finest folks in all of Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region that we've assembled, we vetted, and we bring on the show to help you win, making you just a bit more street smart. We don't care if you're climbing a corporate ladder or if you throw a ladder in your truck on the way to work. This show's for you. We're going to help you win. And we're giving a shout out to Hula Bay, one of our restaurant partners here. Hula Bay Restaurant, waterfront dining, wonderful ambiance down in beautiful South Tampa. Waterfront ambiance, excellent food, a variety on the menu, and excellent sushi as well. Fresh sushi, tuna shipped in from Hawaii every 2 days. And awesome restaurant partner is Hula Bay, one of the partners here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Now, let's go around the horn, make our introductions. Back in studio, Mario Larrea, mortgage specialist, Home First Lending. Welcome back in, sir.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm going to be talking about, normally I'm going over new purchase stuff, but talking a little bit more about existing homeowners, some options that people can go through for refinancing. I have a lot of people that I've done purchases for within the past 2 years that it's coming up right now where there's just, with the appreciation, there's a lot of equity to tap into. It's a good time for people to look into refinancing, and I'll explain a little bit more and explain why later.
Excellent. Yeah, great time to look into it. The potential for rates to increase is still, pretty high, and the property values are appreciating as well. So the more you're going to pay for the asset itself. So Mario Larrea, one of the best in the business. Also, James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors, back in the house. He's a business broker. He's helping people understand how to value your business, how to buy and sell businesses here in Tampa Bay. Welcome in, James.
Thank you very much, Brandon. As always, love to be in the show. We at Transworld Business Advisors continue to move forward, and I wanted to go over 5 specific major myths when purchasing a business today. I'll discuss
the 5 myths. I like that. So a lot of misnomers out there, in the business world, especially when you look at buying a business. So that's great. I like that, buying or selling a business. All right. Also, Stanley Armstrong, estate sales specialist, everything but the house. Welcome back in, sir.
Thanks, Brandon. Good to be here today. And I'm going to talk about how we can help people put more money in their pockets.
Nice. More money in the pockets. I
Absolutely.
like that. Everything but the house, estate sales. It's a brand new model when it comes to estate sales, the traditional model of putting signs in the ground and putting ads in papers. Very, very old school. And you're going to learn a lot about estate sale here today and some of the powerful aspects of their website and how they can help you sell your assets for more money, vehicles, gold, jewelry, so many things that they can help you with. EBTH.com as well. All right, so I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We're helping you win in any marketplace. And actually, right now, we're looking for a few sellers out there. We're looking to speak to sellers. Obviously, the inventory is so tight right now in the marketplace. We need properties to sell. We've got families that want to move and buy in Tampa Bay, and we just cannot find them a proper home. So we want to hear from you. If you're out there on the fence thinking about selling, we would love to hear from you. Also, we're looking for interns right now with the show. If any young talent out there, we would love to have you take a look at the show. Come on down, and we'll invite you down here and take you out to lunch afterwards if you'd like to check out our show, as well as other real estate agents. We're looking to bring on some other real estate agents as well. We've got a lot of leads flowing and a lot of opportunity here with the Consumer Quarterback Show, as well as business partners. So we've got a few seats for other business partners that we're looking for. So multiple ways that you can engage with us, and we would love to hear from you. And coming up in the show, 8 years 8-year-old raises money to buy his best friend a new wheelchair. Very cool story in our feel-good story of the week, the Tell Me Something Good story. And we also have our panel. We're going to pit our panel against each other. We're going to see if they can guess the top 10 best cell phone services according to top10s.com. All right, let's go ahead and jump into this great content. I'm your host, Brandon Bryans. We're talking with Mario Larrea. He's a mortgage specialist, Home First Lending. Mario, what's happening out there, man? What are you seeing?
Well, the past few years, the home values, just like you'd mentioned, have been appreciating quite a bit. So, I'm seeing a lot of people right now that I've actually did their purchases, let's say like a year and a half back. A lot of people were taking some of the lower down payment options, FHA, some of the conventional ones where you're only looking at 3.5%, 1%. One thing about those is they carry mortgage insurance, which it's great for you when you're trying to get into the home, but it really doesn't do anything for you as you're there. It's more of a protection for the lender, the investor, the servicer. So,
right.
Right now with the amount of appreciation, a lot of people are able to refinance. Rates are still low. So, you can potentially drop your rate, but then drop off that mortgage insurance, basically doing nothing for you. I mean, even some of these people that I'm looking at right now that purchased within the past 2 years, even they're able to pull out, cash out on their refinance. So, and there's a lot of different things that you can do, different avenues that really help you out if you're able to do that.
Yeah, when you look at the mortgage space, there's a lot of misnomers as well. James is going to talk about some misnomers in the business broker space. You look at, there's a lot of bad advice floating around out there. People coming to buy real estate properties without a pre-approval. Just a lot of issues that people should be aware of.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the ones too that I run into quite a bit when talking about refinances is, I'll get somebody who they just have a lot of credit card debt or other type of debt, and they're struggling to make payments. And then I talk to them about rolling it into the mortgage, and they're like, well, I don't want my balance to increase. And, realistically, you owe that money. It doesn't matter if it's attached to your mortgage or if it's credit cards, but, there's a few benefits of attaching it to your mortgage. Number one, you get to write off the interest, which you can't with a credit card. The other thing with it is that mortgages are set up to pay off, and I'm sure everybody can identify with this when I mention this, but credit cards aren't. You make those minimum payments, those balances stay exactly where they are. I mean, they're set up to keep you in debt and keep you making interest payments to the investor. So, if you can free up some money on your month-to-month, bills, and get some additional funds back on your taxes, you can potentially pay your mortgage down and pay everything off a lot faster and spend a lot less money doing it.
Yeah, especially if you really buckle down and you do like the bi-weekly payment programs, or even just make that extra payment per year. What are the numbers there? You get ahead of the interest pretty quickly.
Yeah, if you the bi-weekly payment, if you just make the minimum payment bi-weekly, you drop a 30-year term down to like 25 years. And I can help people do that as well with the biweekly. It's not part of your loan. It's like an add-on to it, which is also nice because you have flexibility. So, for instance, depending on what weeks you get paid, if you get paid weekly, they can do it by dividing your payment by 4. If you want it to start on every, the first Friday or the second Friday, depending on when your payment schedule is, they can adjust it there as well. You can also say, hey, you know what? I want to make another $10, $20 per payment. All that's doing is paying your mortgage down. You're not paying any interest on that money that you pay above and beyond the minimum payment. So, if they say you're at a 5%, effectively, if you're paying more, I mean, you could go down to like a 3.5%, or you're not actually paying the amount of interest that the mortgage is set up at.
That's right. Yeah, your net effective interest rate is actually lower because you're paying it faster. You're getting ahead of the interest in a way. Yeah,
you're paying it before they can actually charge you interest on it. So it's a great thing to do, and you can turn it on, you can turn it off, you can adjust the payments. So it's definitely something to look into for people on top of refinancing. But, if you've haven't looked at your mortgage or haven't gotten a new mortgage refinance or purchase within the past year and a half, call me. Let me take a look at it. There's a good potential that we can save you a lot of money. possibly get you some additional cash out, pay off some of those bills, and, just make your life a little easier.
That's right. Yeah, Mario Larrea here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. He's a mortgage specialist for Home First Lending, helping you win in any marketplace. And more from Mario coming up, as well as James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors. He's going to help you understand some of these misnomers out there in the business space, buying a business, selling a business. A lot of people work a long time in their business, and then they don't have an exit strategy. We're going to talk strategy today, as well as Stanley Armstrong coming up, as well as estate sales specialist, everything but the house here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Some interesting stories coming up later in the show. And I want to let you know about a commercial asset that I've got for sale out in Riverview. This is 8203 U.S. Highway 301 South in Riverview. This is a great buying opportunity here. And it's a commercial property for sale. Great corner lot location in downtown Riverview. It's a restaurant, established restaurant, 2,700 feet on 0.7 acres. There's a lot of parking here. And it's Peck's Flames Broiled Chicken franchise there. So it's a great opportunity to buy 8203 U.S. Highway 301 South in Riverview, as well as Crenshaw property here in Seminole Heights, 701 East Crenshaw Street in Tampa. 3-bedroom, 2-bath property, motivated seller, $254,000. Great buying opportunity. Compliments of Platinum MVP Realty here in beautiful Tampa Bay. We're going to help you win in any marketplace. Giving a shout out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. As well as Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. The first new hotel built on St. Pete Beach in decades. Spanish ancestry meets cool Mediterranean attitude. It's a whitewashed Mediterranean palace with expansive luxury suites overlooking the Gulf of Mexico. And if you're a boater like me, you can bring your boat out on the weekends. They've got a beautiful pool and spa area. Hang out by the pool, the hot tub, the bar is going to be flowing, and you've got yoga on the weekends as well. Rooftop yoga on the weekends. The Castile restaurant is off the chain. Excellent food, breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and awesome staff over there. And the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show is Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora. Now, make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Give them that REQB code, and you're going to get a 10 to 20% discount off of your staycation in beautiful Tampa Bay. So when we come back, 8-year-old raises money to buy his best friend a new wheelchair. More from our expert contributors, and we're going to help you win in any marketplace. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. I'm a former USF football player. I played on the inaugural football team at USF and a longtime quarterback on my sports teams. Now we are quarterbacking transactions for our sellers, our buyers, our investors out there. We're quarterbacking transactions for our sellers and buyers, and we're also quarterbacking introductions to all of our expert contributors. Over 80 show partners now on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we all want to help you win. No matter if you've got, maybe you've got a need for some type of a legal opinion. We've got 7 or 8 different types of attorneys that we can put you in contact with. Maybe you're looking for credit improvement. William Crowley, the credit magician, best in the business, going to help you with that. Mortgage advice, all types of different folks that we bring in, we interview on the air, and we talk about ways to help you live a better life, help you avoid a lot of that commission-based advice that's so prevalent in our community, making you just a bit more street smart out there. And we're giving a shout out to Felicia Lacalle with Healthy Gourmet. Meal plan starting at $90 a week. You get 10 meals delivered to your home or office for just $90 a week. Optimal fuel, optimal performance, Healthy Gourmet, organic veggies, natural proteins delivered fresh 3 times a week. Felicia Lacalle, longtime friend of the program. And what else do you have in this world if you do not have your health? So reach out at 813-670-7372. Our consumer advocate hotline is 813-670-7372. Also, check out our website, consumerqb.com. Consumerqb.com. All right, so segment 1, we heard from Mario Larrea talking mortgages a little bit. We're going to hear more from Mario as well. Now, we're going to shift gears. We're going to talk a little bit about business brokerages, buying a business, commercial assets, how to value a business, and then maybe we'll have Mario weigh in a little bit about the commercial space as well, if there's any commercial tie-ins there. But James Lascano, best in the business, longtime friend of the program, business broker. So what's happening, man?
Well, first of all, I want to say that right now, really great opportunities that I have are, one of them is actually I have 3 pizzerias for sale right now. It just seems to happen. And business owners love to buy pizzerias because they're very profitable and they're very easily able to manage. Yeah. So they just happen to fall in my lap. A lot of people are just saying, look, we're going into other ventures. People own pizzerias over 5 years, 7 years. After that, they normally want to get out. And that's where these are at, and great locations all over Tampa. So if anybody's interested, I have businesses that are for sale that as low as with minimum $45,000 you can own them. They're grossing about $50,000, and as high as $150,000 per pizzeria. And great ones. These are great ones located again all around Tampa. What I wanted to go over with today, though, like what we were discussing, was the 5 major myths of when people are selling a business. Okay, and the number 1 myth really is my business is sale ready, and people immediately assume that, look, it's turnkey, and I hear that a lot every time I meet different people. Like, well, my business is turnkey. I give you the key today, and we're ready to move on. And normally that's not the case. Okay, business sellers assume that because their business is doing well, then it's ready to sell. But there's other aspects of the business that you got to prepare yourself for. Normally, obviously, you want to go ahead and look at the financials and prepare for the sale. You can't just go ahead and say, look, just because I'm doing this doesn't mean that the buyer is going to come and do the exact same thing. There's going to be a little bit of a changes on management, on style, and so forth. So although most people believe because it's a turnkey business, that they can immediately go ahead and sell it, and it'll be an easy transaction. So I want to tell everyone, no, it's not. There's still a process that needs to be followed, and also, of course, you want to go ahead and talk to a professional to get a better understanding of how long it may take. The number 2 myth is my business will sell quickly, and obviously anybody who's heard the show heard me say that's not true. Okay, on average, businesses it takes about 10 months. Now, we do have occasional businesses that do sell faster. Pizzerias do tend to sell faster also. In the food industry, they tend to sell a lot faster. And, you can look at maybe 5 months or 6 months or so forth, depending on what's been done to prepare that pizzeria or that restaurant to be ready to be sold. But it still takes time, okay? It also, there's a bunch of external economic factors, such as interest rates, downturn in your sector, and the wider economy could hasten or delay the conclusion of a deal. So that's beyond the seller's control. So you got to make sure that you focus, on how you're going to approach the sale. The number 3 is, I'm sure I'm going to get my asking price. And this becomes a debate consistently with everyone that I speak with, every seller, because most people will say, this is a great business. I want to get this much. I had a meeting yesterday with a lady, and normally I like to approach a meeting immediately to try to understand where the seller's mindset is.
Right.
So I'll normally just ask them, look, what do you think you want for this? I mean, have you thought about that? You're going to leave. What do you think you're going to get for the business? And the lady told me, oh no, I think I could get $125,000. I said, okay. So I'm looking at things. I'm asking her more questions. It took about maybe 30, 45 minutes just to get a better understanding of the whole scope of it. It was a salon. And then I told her, you know what? I mean, I already, because you're doing this so long, like yourself, immediately someone can go ahead and I already know what it's worth just by looking at it. I knew how much the inventory was worth just by standing there. You already know it. And it's
you get a range.
Exactly.
Least, yeah.
You're like, look, I do this every day. I already understand it. So I told her, look, you probably have about $8,000 worth of inventory. And she said, yeah, I have about $7,000. He goes, yeah, I know it. I can tell. You probably make this much. I know the margins. I understand everything. When someone tells me the numbers are already in my head, I already figured this out. It becomes second nature. So I told her, look, your business is actually probably worth, and without any calculations, I told her, you're probably making about $15,000. Your partner's making like $15,000 net. And she's like, yeah, how do you know that? I'm like, again, I do this every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I told her, your business, at this point where it's at right now, the way the future's leading it, I mean, again, just a rough figure, I kind of told her, in my head, I'm probably thinking your business is worth about $40,000.
Mm-hmm.
And her jaw just dropped.
Yeah.
And
of course,
she's like,
it's not enough.
Yeah.
Right?
And I told her, well, and she's like, well, how do you figure? I'm like, well, I mean, just again, I told her, out of my, just looking at things, the business is downgraded. At one time you were great, but right now you're only 2 people working this business. I mean, there were so many different factors that I explained to her.
Yep.
And she's like, well, I never thought about that. I'm like, I know, but you got to think about as the buyer.
Yeah.
The buyer's coming in here. I mean, and people think, oh, 40,000, that's nothing. Well, do you have $40,000?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money someone's going to shell out to pay for a business that's hopefully they're going to be, having a job. This is going to be their job. This is going to be what it's going to provide to them, their livelihood. So although it's not a lot in the investing world,
mm-hmm.
it's a lot for one individual person.
Not, from an accredited investor standpoint, it's not a lot, but yeah, that's very similar. James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Saying very similar as well when we're selling real estate. We see it, Mario. At least you see it when people come in with the appraisal values and they think it's worth more. But so that's a good point you're making, James. So the sellers a lot of times they're not sure what they've got. They're bringing you in to get an evaluation, and we're going to offer a free valuation as well. So stay with us here. So number 4 on this, they got the 5 myths of selling a business. What's number 4?
Yeah, the number 4 is the buyer will take care of financing. Okay, and this in reality, when we're doing our jobs as business brokers, one of the key things we actually do is when we see a business that has the opportunity to get bank financing and SBA financing, actually we're the ones that go through that process. We'll go ahead and contact the banks and say, hey, look, I got a good business here. I believe this would qualify for an SBA loan. And then the banks or the mortgage brokers take
from
take
the
over.
selling side.
Yeah, from the selling side.
Okay.
Yeah, because we need to get that pre-approval. The buyer actually, normally, it's very seldom that a buyer comes in and says, hey, I'm pre-approved.
Yeah.
It's very seldom. Also, people don't understand that 80% of buyers in small businesses get financing from the seller. Okay,
owner finance.
Owner financing is
so 80% is the stat.
80%.
Wow, that's a big number.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically saying out of 8 out of 10 people are coming in and they weren't selling the business, they're going to finance it somehow, and that's what sells small businesses. Okay, so let's get opinion from Mario on that. I want to ask him about that too.
Yeah, I mean, I could see how he's saying that it's tough to get approved for it, for these like commercial type loans. I mean, we do them, but I could definitely see what he's talking about. That with the owner financing, it's going to be the way to go. And another thing too, the buyer, a lot of times, how are they going to know whether they're pre-approved or not? Because a lot of it is, like he was saying, based on the business.
The collateral.
I mean, you could have great credit and have a ton of assets or whatever, and then the business be horrible, and they're not going to approve the business. So
That's right.
It's similar to real estate, whereas like residential real estate with the appraisals, but lot more entailed.
Yeah, absolutely. When we come back, we're going to talk more about this. We're going to jump more into that. We're also going to bring Stanley Armstrong into the conversation, estate sales expert, everything but the house estate sales. And we got a great story coming up as well. An 8-year-old raises money to buy his best friend a new wheelchair. And also our expert contributors are going to be guessing top 10 best cell phone service carriers as well from top10s.com. So more from our expert contributors and expert advice coming up, helping you win in any marketplace, making you just a bit more street smart. And also we're going to offer a business valuation as well when we come back. For the first 3 listeners, we're going to offer that out. So stay with us. Do not touch that dial. The Consumer Quarterback Show is Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region's #1 consumer advocate-based program. Over 4 years now on air, and we helped a lot of people, and we want to help you. 813-670-7372. Give us a call or a text, 813-670-7372, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show. Platinum MVP Realty and a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay. I've been featured in Florida Realtor Magazine multiple times, Top Agent Magazine, and honored to be selected as a Tampa Bay Business Journal up-and-comer, I guess is what they call that. All right, so we're back here in studio, hoping you win any marketplace. Signature Massage and Facial Spa in Tampa. Shout out, are you looking for a place to get a massage or facial at an affordable price? but having to sign up for a membership without having to sign up for a membership, look no further at Signature Massage and Facial Spa. They offer a 1-hour Swedish massage for $49.95, always no contracts. Come in during the early bird hours and receive an additional $10 off, and there you'll receive a professional massage at a great price. For those muscles and knots that need extra work, ask about getting a deep tissue or sports massage. And if skincare is what you're looking for, they have amazing facial and microderm packages. Check out Signature Massage and Facial Spa at 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue, Town and Country. And make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're going to get 10% off of your service over there at Signature Massage and Facial Spa in beautiful Tampa Bay. And real excited about our Intelligent Talk lineup today. We've got some intelligent folks here in studio. Mario Larrea, he's a mortgage specialist with Home First Lending. James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors, business broker. And Stanley Armstrong as well, estate sales specialist, everything but the house. And we're going to talk about business valuation right now with James Lascano. And we're talking about the top 5 myths of selling businesses. And so we went 1 through 4. What's number 5, James?
Number 5 is I'll get a higher price next year. And people try to make the analogy of selling a house, selling a business. They're very, very different. There are some similarities. And one of the things is, oh, yeah, things are going to get better next year, somewhat. Many times when people have that mindset that they want to sell, actually, they're separating themselves from the business, so they don't do as well as in the following year. And that could have a detrimental effect on the sale of the business.
Right.
Now, most of the times we ask on standard from 3 to 5 years of financial so we can go ahead and get a better understanding of how the years go. Maybe you have 1 year is good, 1 year's bad, 1 year's good. So we'll look at everything and say, on average, the business is consistent.
Right.
But if you have a really bad year and then you had a really great year, there's inconsistencies there, and actually makes it look like the market is not stable for the business. And then people say, look, I don't know where this is going to go. Am I buying it on the really bad year? And so forth. So in reality, if you have that mindset to sell, just go ahead and get your ducks in a row to prepare to sell. But don't think of next year unless you already have a plan. There are people that go ahead and are very methodical. I've had some of these. They're very savvy business people, and they're like, look, I'm going to sell in 3 years. They come and talk to me now, so we can start prepping for that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That is very smart.
That's what we want to talk about here on the show, is being proactive, ways that we can help you live a better life, maximize the sale on the profits of your real estate properties, of your business. And so James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors, we're going to offer this for the first 3 listeners who text in. We're going to limit it to the first 3 listeners, but text the word business valuation and 813-670-7372. Text business evaluation at 813-670-7372. And James Lascano is going to sit down. He's going to take a look at your business. He's going to evaluate the business from a perspective of, hey, what income are you showing? What kind of statements do you have? What kind of inventory do you have? What about your client list? There's a lot of value that goes into it, the goodwill and going concern of the business. So if you're a business owner and you want to take us up on that, the first 3 listeners are going to get that free valuation, 670-7372. And you can also submit the form at consumerqb.com. More from James Lascano coming up as well. And we're going to switch gears. We're going to talk to Stanley Armstrong here, estate sales specialist, everything but the house. So excellent tie-in there when you look at evaluating and putting a value number on what people have to sell.
Absolutely. And it's interesting because in our world, we're not dealing with business owners. We're dealing with the general public.
Right.
And the general public, they've got stuff in their house that they've been buying for years and years and years that's sitting around in their house. And a lot of times when people hear the word estate sales, their first thought is, my furniture. And really what I want people to know is our company, Everything But the House, focuses on, we sell everything but the house, obviously.
Yep.
Furniture is not necessarily going to always bring the most money for a client. Actually, right now, our number 1 seller is jewelry. We've got over 1 million active buyers now from 150 countries. Jewelry's easily shipped. We have a full-time gym, I think it's 5 full-time gemologists now in our gemology department. So when people send in jewelry, it's going to be authenticated. It's going to be measured, sized. It's going to be valued. But everything on our website starts at $1. And our website is ebth.com. Obviously, everything but the house. But what's interesting about that is there are people that think, well, my furniture is going to bring me value. or they think that maybe art does well if it's well-known art, but art is subjective. So if there's people that think, hey, I've got real value in this one thing, but they don't think they have value in something else, a lot of times we'll get them way more money than they're expecting, especially even in vehicles. For example, I just had a lady that I did a sale for, and she had a Cadillac Escalade 2002, had 25,000 miles on it, fully loaded. That car was Blue Book value at $7,800. And we got her $14,050 for that car. Okay, is what we sold it for. And then on the flip side, she had a sofa that was valued at, let's just say it was probably a $4,000 sofa when it was new, and that sofa didn't perform nearly near $4,000.
Right.
But people think in their mind that the furniture carries the value, but it doesn't. But we are going to get them typically 3 to 5 times higher when you look at the whole mix of stuff that they sell with us. And that's why we encourage people, don't pick and choose 1 or 2 items. Like, let us sell everything. Let us sell your coins. Let us sell your baseball card collection, your signed baseball. Let us sell your jewelry. Let us sell your car, your boat, your motorcycle, all that included. And then also let us sell all the continents, your crystal, your sterling, which crystal and sterling do really well, in your house. But these are the things that people a lot of times don't think about because they're just thinking they're furniture.
Yeah, exactly. And the traditional model is such a, it's an inferior model in my mind. When you look at everything but the house, what you guys do, you're marketing online, you're taking pictures, the process is going to be much more advantageous for the seller. The seller is not going to be leaving money on the table, and I think that's a big part of it.
Right. And that's really based on geographic location. I mean, that's what you're thinking about from a local estate sale and guerrilla marketing to what you look at what we've been able to do with the international audience.
Right.
We're gonna maximize their profits. And like I said, it's normally at least 3 times higher, 3 to 5 times higher is what we say, on what they would get if they try to go that traditional option, which is really good. And the other thing James said, number 5, when he was talking about businesses, is don't wait until next year. And I actually had a consultation yesterday, and the lady was just deciding, well, I don't know if I want to sell some stuff now, or if I want to sell when I sell my house next year. And, because she has a bunch of art and things that she just was talking about maybe selling to make space in her house now. And my advice to people is, why don't you sell with us? If you've got stuff to sell now, we actually have an option that we've just implemented. We've got an estate option, which we've always done, where we come in and value everything in your estate, and then we'll sell that for you. Bring the team in, pack it up for you, and take it home. We have a consignment option, which is where people would actually bring the stuff to us. Now that's based on after I do a consultation and determine the value, if it's going to make more sense for them to transport their items to us. And then we also just implemented a mail-in option. So we've got people that, for example, for the smalls, for the jewelry, for the things like that they want to sell because it is our number one seller and we're getting max dollar for that. They can mail that stuff directly in, and we can still sell that for them. So they don't have to be, liquidating an entire house. They can literally be liquidating 1 or 2 or 3 items, their grandpa's coin collection, or whatever it is they want to get if they need money. And
Question for you.
Yeah.
What if it's a heavy item, something and it's something that's kind of unique, like an antique style jukebox, etc., something like that. It's heavy to move.
Sure.
What's the option there? Do they have to carry it over to your side, or can they?
Yeah. So in the Tampa market, what we've got to have within an hour radius of Tampa, we got to have a $15,000 minimum that I believe everything's going to sell for. Anything over an hour radius from Tampa, we got to have a $30,000 minimum. So when we do our sales in Orlando, things like that, we've got to make sure that there's higher value there to be able to. And the reason is we don't charge for our services. We simply take a commission on whatever we sell, and we've got to make sure we make enough to cover the cost of the movers, the team, the professional photographers, and even getting the stuff listed on the website. So for people that have big ticket items, it's the consignment option that's typically best for them. If they've only got 1 or 2, 3 pieces of grandfather clock, things like that, because they can just take it to our local Tampa warehouse, drop it off, still get it listed on the website. And then whoever buys it is going to actually pay for shipping or come and pick it up from that location.
Gotcha. Stanley Armstrong. He's an estate sales specialist for everything but the house, and more from Stanley coming up as well. And we're going to jump into our lightning round when we come back. Also, 8-year-old raises money to buy his best friend a new wheelchair. And a couple of hot listings on the way out here. I want to let you know about 215 12th Avenue Northeast in St. Petersburg. $1.2 million, a great buying opportunity. And this property it's an opportunity to design your own style of home. The property is in process, and it's slated for a September 1st delivery date, so the potential buyer would be able to select final colors of countertops, cabinets, flooring, etc., and it would need to be approved by the seller, of course. 215 12th Avenue Northeast, St. Petersburg. That's that old Northeast area that everybody loves in St. Petersburg. $1.29 million listing with Platinum MVP Realty, as well as 10616 Cape Hatteras Drive in Tampa, Palm Bay. It's 4 bedrooms, 2 and 1/2 bath, and it's 2,900 plus square feet. Mediterranean, beautiful property here. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, pool and spa, and it's in a gated community within a gated community. You got the community has bay access, and it's on a conservation lot, so it's a great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. We're going to help you win in any marketplace. All right, when we come back, more from our expert contributors, and also a great story in our feel-good story. 8-year-old raises money to buy his best friend a new wheelchair. Stay with us. Don't touch that dial. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. And we're giving a shout out to Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza in Tampa. This is excellent food, wonderful food. It's Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza. You will discover an Italian menu, drinks, and a cozy atmosphere, bringing you the pleasures of the Tuscan Country Villa to Tampa. And we invite you to make a reservation. Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza in Tampa, 2223 North West Shore Boulevard in Tampa. Brio Tuscan Grill located off of Bay Street, right next to the Renaissance Tampa Hotel, International Plaza, one of our restaurant partners, and we really appreciate them over there. Now, make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and they're going to take care of you with that free water with lemon that we talk about. They're going to hook you up. And we in yesterday's show, too, we did a top 10 of the world's best food, and guess what was at the top of the list?
Italian?
Italy. Yeah, Italy was number one. What was number two? Mexico. Number three, I think Japan was up there somewhere with their sushi. And, yeah, so good stuff. So there you go. Brio Italian Grill there. Tuscan Grill. All right, so we're back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace, and we are going to jump into our top 10. Let's go ahead and do this, fellas. Let's do the top 10. Top 10 best cell phone services according to top10s.com. Mario Larrea, you're up first, sir.
Well, I think I'd have to go with Verizon.
Boom, Verizon number one. You got that one.
Just like that.
Boom.
That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it.
All right. James?
AT&T.
Number 2, you got it. AT&T, right on the top there.
Formerly BSC.
Just like that.
Wonder what number 3 is.
I'm going to go for Sprint.
Sprint is number 4. Number 3, who's number 3?
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile, then. Boom. That's a good one. All right, so we'll round out this top 10 for you real quick here. Actually, let's keep going. Let's see. We got to get some buzzers.
After that, we hit
I thought that was all.
You guys got the 4.
Nextel, I mean, there's nothing.
Nextel is Sprint.
Sprint, yeah.
Nextel is old school, man.
T-Mobile,
That's old school.
They're all gone. All Nextel, freaking.
All right, so
MCI,
give me number 5. You guys were good through number 1 through 4. Give me 5 through 10 now.
I'm Metro PCS.
Yeah.
Metro pizza. Okay, yeah. PCS. Number 8. Yeah, you good? You got that one.
Just like that.
All right,
That's all there
Stanley.
is to it, Dustin.
I'm going to go ahead and weigh in at, let's say Cricket.
Cricket is on the list. Good stuff. You got that one. Mario?
U.S. Cellular.
U.S. Cellular is on the list. Did you guys cheat? You guys are doing good on this one. James?
What number was U.S. Cellular?
U.S. Cellular number 6. There's 9 and 10 you guys didn't get, and I don't doubt you're going to get them.
Yeah, so.
No, you're wrong, James. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, number 10 is Airtel. Number 9 is Vodafone. Number 8, Metro. 7 is Cricket. U.S. Cellular coming in at 6. Number 5 is Virgin. Number 4 is Sprint. Number 3, T-Mobile. AT&T is number 2, and Verizon number 1.
Wait, I contest. Vodafone was owned by Verizon and recently sold off. So when was this done?
You got to take this up with Anthony. You got to take it up with Anthony, man. The top10s.com. Take it up with those guys. All right, so now we are going to tell you something good.
Tell me something good.
Every week we like to have a feel-good story, and this week is a good one. It's 8-year-old raises money to buy his best friend a new wheelchair. So Paul met Camden in kindergarten. The two boys became good friends, while others focus on Camden's wheelchair without the disability. Paul never acted like Camden was different. Camden 8, who lives in California, was born with a tumor on his T2 and T3 vertebrae, and he had 3 surgeries. But Camden's current wheelchair was so big and heavy, he was having trouble pushing it. It also tipped forward multiple times. So after the boys finished 2nd grade, Paul told his mom he wanted to get Camden a wheelchair. He went recently, watched a video fundraising websites, and he thought how to customize a campaign for Camden. He could raise enough money to get him a customized wheelchair. So Paul wrote on GoFundMe, "Hi, my name is Paul. Picture of me, my best friend Camden. We have been best friends since kindergarten. We love to play superheroes and recess. We love to go to McDonald's and eat Happy Meals and play at the park. My friend Camden was born with something on his spine. He can't walk. He has been in a wheelchair before I met him, and his mom asked his mom if he can go fund me and help Camden get a new wheelchair. His wheelchair has fallen forward many times, and that sucks. He also has really hard time pushing it, so it's so heavy. But do you know what's even worse than that? His wheelchair is too big for him to fit in the bathroom. He can't even get around the door to use the toilet without him helping. So he went... It's a new wheelchair. He's going to be more comfortable, and he'll get more things done on his own. I think it would be super fast. We got him this wheelchair, and we could play more. Please help Camden." In 2 weeks, the campaign exceeded its goal of $3,900 and raised more than $6,000, which covers the cost of a new customized wheelchair. What a great kid. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Good stuff. There's our feel-good story of the week. And now we are going to jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am
All right.
so good at lightning rounds.
The lightning
I majored
round.
in lightning round.
Top tips, things to do, things to avoid, nuggets of advice. Mario Larrea.
I'm going to piggyback off what both James and Stanley were saying. Don't wait. I get a lot of people right now, especially when I'm talking about refinancing, they think that the rates are going to get better. I don't see how they possibly could, and I've been in the business 16 years. I do this every day. If I knew what the rates were definitely going to do for sure, I'd be a multi-billionaire. I mean, you don't know. Right now, if you can save money, save money. Everybody's saying that the rates are going to go up, so if it's something you can do now, even purchasing now is a great time too. But, you know, if you want to purchase now, you're going to be able to afford more home. if you're looking to refinance, this is the time to do it. So.
Yeah, and if you're watching those shows on CNBC and whatever, all these pundits come on and they claim to know the market, and you got to the market's going to turn. They always try to predict it, right? And you never look. Every now and then they're going to get it right because the clock is wrong 2 times of the day, right?
Right, and the other thing too is something could happen over in Europe or Afghanistan or something that we can't control. So
right.
You never know what's going to happen. World events play a big part in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Top tips, things to do, things to avoid. James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors.
The most important thing I'll say is plan ahead. Think about what you want to do. No one plans to fail, but everybody fails to plan.
Yeah.
And you need to go ahead and get a strategy together and say, look, what's my exit strategy? How I'm going to move forward. Think about the business with you not in it also. A lot of people go ahead and they when they're selling a business, like I did this, I did that, and then they don't understand that they're not going to be there anymore. It's that new person coming in who has never done this, who may have never done this before, or has a different strategy, different plan. You want to go ahead and start removing yourself from the business if you're going to sell the business. You want to remove yourself from the business and start letting the business almost be in a manner where you are not the center of attention for it.
And that's good business practices anyways.
Mm-hmm.
As an entrepreneur, as someone that's looking to grow their business, the more you can remove yourself and have systems in place, procedures in place, things of that nature, handbooks. Those are the types of ways that you're going to exactly.
The most successful people that I met running their businesses is when they learned how to delegate, and they're like, "Look, and they've run into issues and problems that they've had, and they decided to step back and say, you know what, this isn't going to work if I'm not here. If they can't work around me, I need to put systems in place, like you said, and process and procedures that if I'm out of here for whatever reason, the business will continue to be focused on the goals that I've set ahead. So definitely plan.
Absolutely." Stanley Armstrong, top tips, things to do, things to avoid, nuggets of advice.
Well, I'm going to give a shout out to EBTH for our selling side. So here's what I want. Every single person out there listening to the sound of my voice, go on our website and buy something.
There you go.
Because everything on our website starts at $1. And sometimes the best experience to get the best referrals is going to come from people that have actually purchased from us, understand how well we do customer service, shipping, how well we handle everything. And then it really sets them at ease to refer to a family or friend. Hey, where'd you get that? Now it comes back to not only did I get this from this company, but you know what? You can sell with them and get max dollar for your stuff. So I want to encourage everybody to go buy something, find something. Starts at $1, bid on it.
That's right. Yeah, take a look at ebth.com, and if you're in the market to, if you what's the words we use? Moving,
dying, or downsizing.
Downsizing, moving, dying, or downsizing. Man, you got to reach out, EBTH, and all of our expert contributors at the consumerqb.com. Consumerqb.com. That's our website, blog site. A plethora of information available for you at consumerqb.com. And Accountable Actions. Giving a shout out to Kathy Finnegan. Accountable Actions offers a wide range of coaching and services, and customized depending on the client's need. It includes coaching, fitness and nutrition coaching, life coaching, sales, business professional coaching, relationship coaching as well. Finnegan is a certified professional coach and certified wellness coach with a background in extreme exercise and nutrition. She has experience providing others with accountability they need to reach their own goals and recognizes that each client needs a tailored approach. And she understands that not one treatment approach will work for everyone, and all of her clients have a different goal and they all want to meet. As a result, Accountable Actions LLC provides clients with strategic action plans with clearly delineated steps and outcomes. Visit accountableactions.com. Accountableactions.com. Shout out to Kathy Finnegan here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And I want to thank all of our expert contributors for coming in today. Mario Larrea, Home First Lending, James Lascano, Transworld Business Advisors, Stanley Armstrong, Estate Sales Specialist with Everything But the House. And we want to thank all of our listeners, viewers out there, our whole team behind the scenes putting this show together. Thanks so much out there. And please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness, something as simple as packing up leftover food you may have, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, handing it to that person that you see in need, and also potentially packing up some clothing that you may have, any kind of leftover type of clothing or things that you donate that to your church. Be a force for good in the community. Go out there and do something positive in the community. Go out there and shake people's hands. Maybe buy a meal for a serviceman or woman, police officer on duty, and pick up their tab. Say hello, and thanks for tuning in to the Consumer Quarterback Show. You will see you next time tomorrow, right here, same time and place. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.